Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brickworld. And today's update is going to be one of the most important updates I have ever done here on both of my channels. It's going to be the start of the dome. That's the final part of that very big train station building here, which I started 4 years ago. Here are some pictures from the main station in Nuremberg, not so far away from here in Germany. And that's going to be the kind of dome I want to build up here on the top of my train station here in Lego. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to build the whole dome because it's a very expensive and big project, but we're going to start with the first quarter of it, and we're going to test out what we can do, how we can build it. So stay tuned for one epic update. As I mentioned already in the intro, I decided to divide the big dome into 4 symmetrical parts. So it's going to be easier for me to work on it and also to put it on the top. Here you can see once again the pictures from the main station here in Nuremberg, not far away from here in Germany. I just want to create 1 quarter. That's the base stuff I decided already created for one of these quarters. As you can see here, we just can put it on the building here to test the size. And that very big area here is exactly the size of 4 of these quarters, and then we can just start working at 1 to test up everything. Before that, I already added here some parts, some bricks and some tiles on top of it. That's the underlying structure for our module, because we just need, of course, a little bit more structure under it, and it's going to be a little bit complicated because we need to create these big parts for the dome. It has to be stable, it has to be movable, and also the weight has to be very, very less, because we're not able to put a lot of weight on top of the structure because it's not stable enough to hold a lot of kilograms. So I just decided, for example, to have that big hole here in the middle of the model, just to have some less weight. Later on, everything is going to be connected here with these modified tiles, and then we can just put on these quarters. As I said before, we're just doing 1 quarter today. That's also a lot of work, and that's the basic structure of that dome model. You can see I have a little underlying structure with some of these bigger parts here. And then I'm using a kind of illegal technique to curve everything here into the form I want to use. That's an illegal technique because the bricks here are getting a little bit of stress. It's something you will never see in an official set, not in a Lego set, not in a whatever fun hole or fantasy set. Nobody is going to do something like that because stressful techniques can have the problem that the parts are going to be broken in the future, but illegal techniques also have the big opportunity to get forms and structures you are not able to do when you use just these normal techniques of brick building. So we're going to use once again here an illegal building technique to get to the place I want to have, to get the look I want to have, which is for me very, very important. And here is the big reveal. You can now see how I can create the structure I want to have with these illegal building techniques. As you can see here, it's very, very stable, and it's also very, very less weighted, if you can say that like that. And you also can see that it gets exactly the size and the proportions I want to have. I have some of my 2x2 tiles in that sand green color left, and I think it will be enough. But I also found out that the building of the dome is so expensive and it takes a lot of time, a lot of parts. So I also have to decide that because of budget restrictions, if you want to call it like that, I'm not able to build the big dome in the upcoming days or weeks. So I'm just building up the first quarter today, and we're going to add the second, third and fourth quarter in the near future. I hope so, because it costs me about $200 to build one of these quarters. You can see a structure I have created that is very flexible. That's going to be placed here above that gap, because I cannot close the gap with the normal techniques. So we have to hide that gap. And also gives a little bit more of an interesting structure here on top of the dome part. We just have to find out how we can place that here so it's not going to be removal very easy. And then I got these connectors. I found them in my collection, and it's very flexible connection because you can just put it on here with one stud placing here. So it's already connected on the top, exactly at the location, exactly at the angle I need. And down under here, we can just use another kind of technique to place it where it should be. And yeah, that's basically what I want to do. You can see it here. I just worked a little bit more here with sand. Not sand colors, it's tan, of course, and also using some parts in dark bluish gray. And it's just a very nice way to hide every gap here down under and also get the structure I want to have. We have a very nice, perfectly formed dome that looks a lot like the dome I wanted to build, as you saw on the pictures here from the main station in Nuremberg. And I'm very, very happy with the outcome of that part of the dome. And I really like the look of it. But the most important part is it is curved. It looks nice. We have no gaps, as you can see. And now it's time to put that back on the building itself. So we are now in the night mode, and I can just put that part here, that quarter here on the side here, and then I can connect it to the main building, and then we can check out how it looks from the front. And here we are, the first time ever we can look how one part of the final dome, the final part of that very big building looks like in the end. And I'm very, 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 I can't say enough, very happy with the outcome, also with that underlying structure here around the dome. I'm so happy that that final and very important part has a design that I really, really can say that is a perfect design I have ever in my mind when I started working at the building 4 years ago. The only problem is, as I said before, it's so expensive to build the dome. So it will take a lot of more time to get enough budget to build up the missing parts here. I already got a lot of money from people over on the German channel, so we might have enough money to build up the second part soon. But as I said before, one quarter costs about $200 to do, so it's a very expensive, but I think also a very good final way to finishing up that building. At the start, I did not recognize or did not thought that it will be so expensive to build that up. But as you can see here, it looks just fantastic. It gives that final look I really wanted ever to have here for that building in my city. Even if you see it here, only with one quarter, you might imagine how it will look at the end. And I'm just very, very happy. And as always, feel free to write whatever you think about today's update in the comment area. Feel free to think, to talk, whatever. And I'm just very, very happy. So stay tuned for future updates.